Alright, so this is the white, pink, or purple word work group sort tutorial for the week, and the first thing I'm going to do is just quickly read through the words to make sure you know how to pronounce them, and if you have any confusions about definitions, you should pause the video when you come across a word you're not sure of, look it up in a dictionary or on an online dictionary. And if you know them right away, you can just kind of fast forward through this part. Poisonous, humorous, glorious, marvelous, studious, rebellious, dangerous, stressful, envious, outrageous, furious, scandalous, nervous, shameful, boastful, wasteful, wonderful, vigorous, beautiful, delightful, cheerful, and successful. So when I read all of those words, you probably heard a common thread, which was that they all have one of three endings, either FUL, OUS, or IOUS. So the first thing that I want you to do is to just take a moment to pause the video and sort all of your words in those following categories. So a suffix of OUS, FUL, or IOUS. And I'll go ahead and pause my video, and when you have finished, press play again in order to check. Alright, so you should have ended up with something that looks like this, with your OUS, FUL, and IOUS words. So these three derivational suffixes suggest or mean full of, meaning it's full of something, or it has the quality of something. And these suffixes have all been added to the base words that are mostly nouns in order to create the adjective. So for example, if we look at the word cheerful, the base word is cheer. So to have a lot of cheer is a noun. Cheer is a thing. And then it adds the suffix in order to get cheerful, which is now an adjective. So cheerful describes somebody that is full of cheer. Okay, we could look at another one, the word dangerous, where the base word is danger. So to be in danger is in something. So it's a noun. Danger is a thing. Somebody that is dangerous is full of danger, full of peril, full of something to be scared of or worried about. So one thing that's important to note is that outrageous is an oddball, and the reason for that is because it ends with EOUS, different from IOUS or OUS. And the reason for that is it retains or keeps the E in order to keep the soft G sound, meaning that if they got rid of that E and dropped the E, the word would be pronounced outrageous instead of the soft G of the J sound, outrageous. A few of the words do change their spelling a bit in order to add the suffixes. Hopefully you saw that they were the words that end with the Y. So when we look at the word studious, the word comes from the noun of study, and in order to create the adjective, you drop the Y and replace it with the IOUS. Similarly is glory, So to have glory, or to be full of glory, would be glorious. Drop the Y. The important thing to note is that a very common mistake is that students will often use a double L in the spelling of adjectives that have the suffix of full, and the reason being because they're confusing the meaning of it, which does mean full of, with the spelling of just simply the suffix. So it's important to be aware that all adjectives that end in the full suffix are FUL, not FULL, even though what it does mean is full of. So one other thing to just try to do to challenge yourself and to understand these types of suffixes more is that you could try to create compound suffixes, and what I mean by that is adding other suffixes onto these words that are already added onto with suffixes. So for example, we've learned about the suffix ness, which often creates a noun, less, which often means, you know, the opposite, or it doesn't have whatever the noun is, and ly, which creates an adverb. So some words that we might be able to create would be like, we could take our word that we already have of cheer, the noun, add our suffix full to create cheerful, an adjective, and then add ly, cheerfully, and it tells you how you do something. Or we could add, get rid of the ly, and add the ness, cheerfulness, to create another noun. So other words that could fall into all of these categories might be words like adventurous, youthful, thunderous, virtuous, marvelous, sightful. So I challenge you to do a word hunt, as you'll come up with a lot of them. And although you don't have the typical word work sort homework as the other groups do, you do have an assignment from Mrs. Reynolds to get familiar with these words and their meanings. So feel free to use this video as much as you need as reference, and happy word work.